Hello there. This is Heirs to the Kingdom channel. And in today's lesson, we're starting a new book, Exodus. I'm going to be doing chapters 1 and 2 tonight. If you're new to this, it's a Bible study channel going through the King James Bible, not skipping anything as Scripture's command. So if you would, like, subscribe, and share this content. We can get the Bible out to more people. As I said, I don't skip anything. So everything in the Bible will be read and talked about. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. But last we left off, Joseph passed away. Israel passed away before that. And so they're in the land of Egypt, and they grew and multiplied, the Israelites, the 12 tribes. So here we go. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mightily. And the land was filled with them. So the part that's crucial here is Pharaoh, the one that gave Joseph the area and his brethren, his dad, everything else. That was under one Pharaoh. And of course, evidently the rules were not cared about or not remembered. Let's continue on here. Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Rameses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. Now, of course, when you take people and you make them poor, they have nothing to do. Anything else outside of work is reproduce. Eat, drink, reproduce, work. That's the only thing they had to do. So, of course, they're going to multiply in this way. So when God promised to make Abraham a great nation, he never really said that it would be done kindly. But they were treated as servants, but they were not abused. They just had to work a lot. They didn't really have much. So, of course, we know what serve with rigor means, Well, it's what we was just talking about. So, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, When you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, and if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. So, I said, this evil's been on the earth for a long time, and so it's nothing new. We learned that in Proverbs. There's nothing new under the sun. Well, as I said, evil's always been there. People always trying to control others. It's always been a part. And it's always been wrong to do. And the midwives did proper because they feared God more than the king. As we are today, we're to fear God more than our governments or whatever's out there. Verse 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, Why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. Now, of course, what the other parts mean is like, the Hebrew women already had, would give birth and everything else before the midwives would even get there. Verse 21. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived, and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags of the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. Of course, we're talking about Moses here. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. Flags want to be like reeds, vegetation. 6. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. So the mother of the child said, She did cast her son into the river. It was just in a boat of some sort. So now the mother gets to raise her child, at least the young parts of it anyways. Verse 9. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. So that's how blessing God is right there. The mother gets her child back, and she gets paid to take care of her own child. Can't beat that. Verse 10. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. So Moses could do this easily because he was raised to be an Egyptian soldier, to be a future Egyptian leader. The leaders are always taught in warfare and stuff like that. So it ain't that he's just a little wussy guy here. This is someone, taught to lead armies and whatever else. And the armies don't follow weak people. They follow strength and honor. Let's continue on here. 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together, and he said to him, said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, Surely this thing is known. So, of course, the word already got out that what he did. Instead of them being grateful to getting this bad Egyptian off of them, they feared him too. Let's continue on here. 15. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Now Moses was about 40 years old when he fled. So I said the number 40 is very prevalent in God's words as well. 17. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, And where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershon. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Now, of course, where they're at is Ethiopia. And last section of chapter 2. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham and Isaac and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them. So now the children of Israel, they're tired of what's going on. And so I don't know how long they've been served. Well, after that Pharaoh, a different king came in and then pretty much made them some type of bond people, some type of slaves and stuff. And they've been slaves for a long time. And so now, of course, we know that's the end of this lesson, but we know Moses is raised up 40 years in Egypt, and he spent 40 years in Ethiopia area. So he'll be 80 years old when he's called to go help free the Israelites and then come into their own land. Well, of course, they mess up. They sin against God, and Moses saves them from God's wrath. So they got to spend 40 years in the desert. So 40, 40, 40. And Moses is not allowed to see the new land. But can't remember the name of Joshua. Yeah, Joshua's the one that leads the people next into the land of Israel. And that's when the battling of the Canaanites, which is actually their cousins. A lot of some, I ain't going to say all of them, but, the land of Canaan had the Hittites and this, that, and the other in it as well. But anyways, we'll get to these parts. So I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. And like I always say, remember to pray. Why do I say it? Because it's in Scripture. We are to pray. We're to never cease praying. We're to always pray. And there's always something to pray for. Always someone to pray for. Like I said, my neighbor, when I helped take care of him in his 80s, he is in the hospital. As far as I know, he's still there. This might be the 3rd day, but I went and saw him yesterday, and he's a lot better. And so I'm happy about that. I don't know if he got to leave today or not. Haven't heard from him, but his sons are visiting at the same time. He might get busy. I'll find out more tomorrow. It's too late to call now. And I've been busy all day myself and kind of lost track of time. Anyways, thanks for your prayers on that. I know some of y'all did. But, as I said, there's other nations, other people, all sorts of things to pray about. America, Canada, Mexico, all of Europe, South America, all of Asia area, Australia with their nasty big spiders. There's always someone, something, somewhere to pray about and to pray for. So just pick one, pray about it. That's all you got to do. And don't forget to give God all the praise, glory, and worship and thanks and everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. And so, like, the ugly part that they're supposed to give thanks for is the people of Israel multiplied by the millions. But they were put in a situation that they had nothing else to do but work and reproduce. Work, eat, and reproduce. Work, eat, and reproduce. Didn't have really anything else to do. So sometimes a bad thing has a good result. Go ahead and end this lesson here. So until next time, God bless, good night, and goodbye.